For over 2 decades, Jackie Christie stood by her husband Doug like a soldier, loyal, proud, and unshaken. She built a brand, a marriage, and a legacy that fans believe was unbreakable. But all of that shattered the moment one piece of paper leaked online, a marriage certificate, and Doug Christie's name wasn't next to hers, it was next to Malaysia Pargo's. Yes, the woman Jackie once called a sister had allegedly become something else entirely, Doug Christie's second wife. Fans were stunned, producers were scrambling, and Jackie? She collapsed under the weight of a betrayal so deep, it threatened to destroy everything she had built. This isn't just another basketball wives drama. What we're talking about is a secret wedding, leaked voicemails, a potential bigamy charge, and a $40,000 a month silence clause that left viewers speechless. But the worst part? It wasn't just betrayal, it might have been a setup, with Malaysia at the center of it all. And now Jackie's going to war. You won't believe how far this goes, and by the end of this video, you'll be asking the same question everyone is. Was Jackie just another reality TV wife, or the target of something much bigger? In the hours after the news broke, Jackie didn't speak. No interviews, no posts, just silence. And then a cryptic message posted to a black background. Everything else perishes along with trust. The caption was haunting, but the silence that followed, that's what scared people. Jackie's mansion in Beverly Hills, usually full of staff, energy, and friends, suddenly went dark. Phones were off, security was doubled, her inner circle disappeared. Even her longtime publicist refused to comment. Fans started to panic. What happened inside those gates? Behind the scenes, insiders say Jackie was devastated. Her breakdown wasn't just emotional, it was physical. EMTs were reportedly called to her home. She had passed out. Doctors diagnosed her with stress-induced dehydration, and she was kept under observation for 48 hours. But here's where it gets even colder. Not one Basketball Wives cast member posted support. Not one. Friends she'd known for years, silent. It was like she had become a ghost, a woman erased by the very show she helped carry. And the fans noticed. They flooded social media, asking why no one had her back. Was it because they knew something she didn't? Or were they just afraid of getting dragged into something much bigger? One thing was clear. Jackie was no longer protected. Not by her friends, not by VH1, and definitely not by the man she called her soulmate. At first, fans didn't believe it. A blurry scan of what looked like a legal document started circulating online. A marriage certificate from Reno, Nevada. But this wasn't an old record or a rumor from the past. The names listed were crystal clear. Malaysia Pargo and Douglas Christie. The date? Just 6 months ago. There were no wedding bells, no press release, not even a whisper. It was just a secret courthouse ceremony, done quietly behind Jackie's back. No family, no cameras, just a pen, a legal document, and betrayal in broad daylight. For fans who had watched Jackie and Malaysia grow from co-stars to close friends, the news felt unreal. How could someone Jackie trusted so deeply become part of something so cold? To make matters worse, an old reunion clip from 2018 resurfaced. Malaysia had once jokingly warned Jackie, "Don't look at me, girl, if Doug goes missing." Back then, it was funny. Today, it feels like a twisted prophecy. Some details around the ceremony remain unconfirmed, especially whether it was meant to stay secret forever. But one thing's for sure, the internet wasn't ready. Viewers started digging, comparing timelines, and realizing that Doug and Malaysia had been in the same places, at the same time, more often than anyone had noticed. That's when the theory started spreading. Was this planned? Was Malaysia slowly stepping into Jackie's world to take it over from the inside? And if that marriage was legal, was Jackie still legally married to Doug at the same time? Just days after the leak, Jackie reportedly collapsed inside her Beverly Hills home. According to multiple sources, EMTs were called after she lost consciousness. The diagnosis? Stress-induced dehydration, brought on by emotional shock. She was kept under medical observation for 48 hours. But what really sent the internet into chaos wasn't her hospital visit, it was a voicemail. A private recording, timestamped just days after Jackie's birthday last year, surfaced online. In the clip, Doug's voice is wary, quiet, and almost ashamed. He tells Malaysia, "I love Jackie, but you're my peace. I don't know how much longer I can live this way." He goes on to say that she doesn't pressure him, that she makes him feel human, and then he promises to take care of it. It was raw, it was real, and Jackie, according to insiders, heard the voicemail at the same time fans did. The moment she listened to it, Jackie allegedly shut down her entire estate. Security cameras were turned off, phones disconnected, the Wi-Fi wiped. No more press, no more filming, no more pretending. Doug, at that point, still hadn't apologized. He hadn't even commented. And Malaysia? She finally made a move. She posted a black Instagram story with just 4 chilling words. "Don't trust her account." No caption, no background, just a statement that left people wondering. Was she saying Jackie was lying? Or was this Malaysia's way of preparing for her side of the war? The internet took sides instantly. Team Jackie, Team Malaysia, Team they're all wrong. But behind the scenes, one woman was falling apart, and the other, she was getting ready to fight. Just when it felt like the scandal couldn't get worse, Jackie's daughter Chantel went live, and what she revealed took the drama to a new level. She didn't cry, she didn't shout, her face was pale, her voice calm, but her words hit like a hammer. She said her mother had been protecting Doug for years, that Jackie knew there had been emotional betrayals, even if the physical lines hadn't been crossed yet. Chantel insisted the damage didn't start with Malaysia, but she hinted that Malaysia made it worse, that she manipulated Jackie with fake loyalty, all while getting closer to Doug in ways no one saw coming. Then she dropped the warning. My mom ignored my advice. I told her not to trust her. It wasn't just emotional anymore, it was starting to look strategic. Fans began wondering, was Malaysia's connection to Doug really about love, or about positioning herself for power, money, and reality show relevance? And if Jackie had known things were off, why didn't she act sooner? Some insiders claim she did suspect something, that she'd been tracking Doug's behavior, checking his phone, even putting GPS trackers on his car. Back then, people called her paranoid, but now, they're calling her right. Chantel's video didn't give everything away, but it opened the floodgates. People started asking bigger questions. Was this betrayal personal, or part of a plan? If you made it this far, you already know this isn't your average celebrity drama. This is deeper. Betrayal, legal fallout, missing friends, and reality TV secrets that could take down an entire franchise. I'm diving into stories like this every week, bringing you the truth behind the headlines, and the rumors that make you question everything. But as of now, 99% of viewers still aren't subscribed. I have a goal of reaching 1,000 subscribers, and I'm almost halfway there with just over 400. Every sub counts towards growing this channel and uncovering more scandals they don't want you to see. So if you're loving the breakdown, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Whose side are you on? Jackie, Malaysia, or nobody's? As always, let's grow this together, and thank you so much for watching. Alright, let's get back to the mess. The next morning, another document hit the internet, and it blew the case wide open. A leaked prenup, allegedly signed by Doug and Jackie years ago, contained a clause that made jaws drop. It stated that if Doug ever entered into another marriage, and it became public, he'd be required to pay $40,000 per month in what the agreement called spousal privacy compensation. Let that sink in. $40,000 a month, just to keep another marriage secret. While this document has not been officially confirmed by legal reps, several insiders close to the show claimed it was authentic. And if it's true, it means Doug was preparing for this moment long before the public knew. So the question is, was Malaysia being paid to keep quiet? And if she was, then this wasn't just betrayal, it was a cover-up. A cold, calculated operation to keep Jackie in the dark, avoid public backlash, and protect Doug's image for as long as possible. But the legal chaos didn't end there. A subpoena arrived at Jackie's door. Not for Doug, not for Malaysia, but for Jackie herself. She was being called as a key witness in a fraud investigation tied to Doug's secret marriage. If Malaysia and Doug were legally married while Doug was still married to Jackie, that could constitute bigamy, a serious federal offense. That's no longer a reality show scandal, that's a felony. VH1's legal department went into panic mode. Lawyers began scrubbing old episodes, looking for anything that might show Doug living two lives, one for the cameras and one behind closed doors. And fans, they weren't just watching anymore. They were digging, decoding, and turning into full-time investigators. Right when the backlash hit its peak, Malaysia vanished. Her Instagram? Gone. No stories, no posts, no explanations. Friends close to her claimed they hadn't heard from her in days. No interviews, no sightings, just silence. And in a scandal this loud, silence speaks volumes. That's when a new theory started to spread, one that painted Malaysia as more than just a side piece. According to insider leaks, Malaysia had been developing a new reality show and a tell-all memoir centered on her secret life with Doug. The working title? Not Every Queen Shares Her Throne. It wasn't supposed to be her comeback, new series, new image, and new truth. But the moment those wedding leaks hit the internet, sources say the entire project was shut down. The publisher backed out, the network went quiet, producers got nervous, and just like that, Malaysia disappeared. Was this whole thing a setup for fame and fortune? Some believe so. While those details haven't been confirmed publicly, the timeline has led many to believe Malaysia planned this from the start, and it all went wrong once the truth came out. Jackie's pain became Malaysia's collapse, and viewers were watching from both stories burn at the same time. Just when the internet thought it had seen everything, new footage leaked, and this time, it was personal. A grainy video surfaced showing Doug and Malaysia living together at a private estate just outside Calabasas. No glam, no entourage, just two people acting like a married couple, completely off the radar. What really caught attention wasn't the house, it was a child's voice in the background. A little boy calling Doug Dad. That one word set social media on fire. People were stunned. Was Doug raising a second family? Was this his real life the whole time? And here's the kicker. Furniture in the video matched photos Doug had previously posted on his own social media. It wasn't speculation anymore. It was a link. Then came the tweets. Former Basketball Wives stars began speaking out. Tammy Roman posted that she always felt something was off about the dynamic. Drea Michelle questioned how Jackie never saw it. But the hardest blow came from Evelyn Lozada, who said flat out, that's not a secret relationship, that's a second life. Even if not all the footage had been independently verified, the emotional damage was already done. Fans felt duped, Jackie felt destroyed, and Malaysia? Still silent. After weeks of mounting pressure, Doug finally made a statement, but instead of clarity, he gave confusion. He claimed that certain details are being misrepresented, and that he'd speak when the time was right. No denial, no apology, no remorse, just cold distance. And for Jackie, that was the final straw. Within 24 hours of that statement, Jackie's legal team filed for divorce. The documents listed everything from psychological warfare to emotional sabotage, but that wasn't the end of it. Her attorneys launched a civil lawsuit against Malaysia, accusing her of intentionally causing emotional distress and manipulating a friendship for personal gain. What shocked people the most was the timing. Around the same time as Doug's flat statement, another bombshell hit. Malaysia had been quietly filming a reality show based on her life with Doug. According to sources, the project was already in post-production. The show's working theme? A love that defied expectations. But the leaks ruined everything. Sponsors pulled out, network internet fizzled, and Malaysia's supposed moment in the spotlight turned into a legal nightmare. While Malaysia never responded directly, some believe this silence is part of her strategy, a waiting game. But Jackie's made it clear, she's not waiting anymore, she's fighting back. When the dust finally started to settle, Jackie made one final move, and then disappeared from public life. According to insiders, she checked into a private healing retreat. No film crews, no press, just lawyers, spiritual advisors, and silence. She refused to shoot any more scenes. Her team said she needed time, real time, to grieve. Before going completely dark, Jackie left behind one last message, a black screen. No music, no filters, just a single sentence in white letters. A broken heart cannot be shielded by a crown. It wasn't just a goodbye, it was a declaration. Jackie wasn't just hurt, she was shattered. And this time, there were no producers to edit her pain, no cameras to reframe her grief. Doug Christie wasn't just her husband, he was her foundation. And Malaysia? She wasn't just a co-star, she was family. Jackie once said, "If I ever go down, Malaysia's the one I want beside me." Now that quote is going viral for all the wrong reasons. The betrayal wasn't just emotional, it was surgical. A cut so deep, it left her questioning everything, her marriage, her show, her legacy. As for Doug and Malaysia, the legal storm isn't over. If the marriage to Malaysia is proven real while Jackie was still legally tied to Doug, this moves from a scandal to felony, bigamy, fraud, emotional warfare, and all of it captured not in secret, but in the background of a show watched by millions. So where does this leave Jackie? Somewhere between heartbreak and vengeance, caught in a $300 million lawsuit divorce battle, abandoned by those she trusted most, and left to pick up the pieces of a life she never thought would break this way. And the fans, they're not done watching. They're rewatching old clips, reading between the lines, looking for the moment where reality TV becomes too real. The truth is, we may never know who planned what, but one thing is clear, this wasn't just drama, it was a takedown. And Jackie Christie, she's not just walking away, she's going to war.